Trig Avionics supports grassroots aviation. We're passionate about flying, and we're really honoured to be able to support the Trojan Phlyers flight demonstration team. We're going to talk to Chip Lamb, the team leader, who flies with Trig equipment on every display. Chip Lamb, team leader of the Trojan Phlyers flight demonstration team. Tell us about your planned display here at Oshkosh.
Well, the planned display today and actually on Friday for the display also will be a combination of solo aerobatics and formation aerobatics. And our strong point and what we're famous for is our formation aerobatic routine with the two-ship at T-28s. We will spend about half the formation of half the display in formation, and the other half we split up and do solo aerobatics that demonstrates the aerodynamic capabilities and handling capabilities of the North American T-28 Trojan, which is really what it's about. It's less about us and it's more about the aircraft.
I've got to ask, Chip, because everybody looks at the display and wants to know just how close do you get to each other?
Well, we're close enough that I normally don't look out the right side of the aircraft because of the startle factor. But Robert at times will be as close to 3 feet from my wingtip to wingtip, and other times he may be a little bit farther. We do vary it based on the situation. For instance, if Robert's looking to the sun, he will spread out a little bit more because it's hard to judge exactly his depth perception when he's looking at the sun. Also, when it's bumpy, we're going to spread it out a little bit because the bumps will cause, if the winds are blowing the wrong way and causes turbulence, then that will affect the performance of our aircraft. So he'll spread it out too.
We're standing next to the T-28 Trojan. For those who don't know, what's the history of the aircraft?
Well, the aircraft was designed as a trainer, and it was designed as a follow-on trainer to the T-6. The T-6 is famous because it taught an entire generation of aviators. Now, unfortunately, that was not conducive because it was a tail dragger aircraft, not conducive to training in jets. And jets tended to have the conventional tricycle landing gear. So the military went to the aircraft manufacturers and said, we need a new trainer. North American came up with the Trojan, the T-28. Now, there were several versions of it. The early version, the T-28A, had a smaller engine and wasn't as good a trainer as the follow-ons, which were T-28Bs and Cs. And those trained the next generation of Air Force, Navy, and Marine aviators. And so this is the second generation aircraft. And the interesting thing about it, both of them were North American products. So they kind of knew how to make a good trainer. And that's what we demonstrate here when we fly this. There will be people in the crowd who learn to fly in this airplane. In fact, one of our partners learned to fly in this airplane. And they will appreciate that that was them years ago.
In your opinion, what makes the T-28 Trojan such a success in a post-war jet age?
I think it's because of the design. It was designed from the ground up as a trainer. It's very stable, it's very forgiving, it's not unpredictable, so you know the flight characteristics of it, so there's no surprises when you're out training with a student. So that's what made it good. In fact, not only was it used by all four services, I mean, even the U.S. Army flew T-28s. It was used by services of many countries around the world. And it was very functional, and it was easy to maintain also. Part of the North American design was to make it easier to do maintenance on the aircraft. In fact, there's a lot of the Navy Marine mechanics who worked on this airplane will tell you that they could swap out an engine in a day, which is fairly amazing considering the complexity of the engine.
Chip, you installed a high-power T197 stack radio. How has this assisted you?
Well, the T197 with its higher power rating ensures that en route to destinations I have greater confidence that I'm going to be able to talk to Air Traffic Command. And it replaced an older radio, and for that reason its durability and its functionality and its price makes it better than other ones. In fact, the TY91, the TT22, and the TY97 all true. It's better all the way around.
You also use a T191 compact radio. What would you say to general aviation pilots considering using this product, given that you've flown with it extensively?
Well, we chose the TY91 and the TT22 specifically because of the form fit. It comes in a round, compact form, and it allows us to drop it into our instrument panel without modifying the instrument panel. And that's exactly what we wanted for the original styling of the cockpit. So if anyone as a warbird wants to keep that same original styling in the instruments, this works perfectly for them. They don't have to cut up their instrument panel.
Chip, both aircraft are equipped with a TT22 transponder, TN72 ADS-B out system. How does this equipment benefit your flight operations?
Well, when it was mandated that we have the ADS-B out solution, we had at that time transponders that would not give that solution. So we looked around and we found the TT22 did exactly that. Not only was it that, it was an upgrade in the transponder, and it was a new transponder. So we chose Trig for that specific reason. And we've had them for the years, no trouble at all, and it gives us exactly what we need for the solution.
Robert will be flying as your wingman today. How are you both feeling about appearing in front of the crowds at AirVenture?
Well, we're excited to be back here at AirVenture 2023. We feel very fortunate. This is our second consecutive year to be invited to participate in the displays, and we're honored to be invited back in a second year. So obviously what we did last year, they enjoyed, and so we intend to improve on that and have a great show, both on Wednesday and Friday here.
The team are known for smoke, thunder, speed and excitement. Is there anything else you'd like to be remembered for?
We would like it to be remembered as being able to fly a living piece of history and honor those who flew this airplane. Literally thousands of aviators around the world flew this airplane, and we want them to enjoy seeing it flying again and honor their memory.
Chip Lamb, fantastic. Thank you so much, and have a great flight today.
Well, thank you very much, and it's a pleasure to be here and represent Trig.